Hello, friends, and welcome to Empower You 2 podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Paris, and I'm excited because you are in the building with me. You can be anywhere in the world, but you have chosen to be here with me, and I am so humbled and appreciative. Let me tell you about this show. Each and every single week, we continue to empower you to greatness that is truly going to help you, whether you are a person that have experienced a heartbreak, have gone through a divorce, or have endured levels of trauma of any kind, or you're just a person trying to rebuild their life and themselves, and now you are finally ready to live a life full of abundance, joy, and peace, then this show is for you. So with that said, thank you again for being here. I am extremely grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you because together we are empowered for greatness. You ready? Let's go. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Empower You 2 podcast. I am your host, Natasha Paris, the empowerment strategist and licensed therapist, and I am here to talk about what? I'm here to talk about love. Yes, my friends, talking about love. What I know for sure, as I often say, is that love is the key to so many doors. The doors of impossibility, things that seem impossible but made possible because love exists. And you know what? One of the things that I often say is that if you can learn to love yourself, my friends, I'm going to say that again. If you can learn to love yourself, then there is nothing that you cannot do. And of course, I'm about energy. You can attract the love that you're looking for in the world to you effortlessly. Okay, so let's jump into this. Okay, so we are in episode 24. Can you believe it? I've been consistent and I've been committed to this podcast because it's making a difference in people's lives, and I have to consistently say that to myself so I can keep pumping up you and pumping out these Empower You podcast episodes, because my goal is to make you and allow you, not even make you, but allow you to feel the presence of God in your life, and also remind you that there are things that you can do in order to be that great self that is, okay, my friend, to be that person that you've been called to become. And so with that said, episode 24, and it's titled, Love Conquers All. Ooh, we've heard that title before. Love Conquers All. And it's specifically said in the Word. It's specifically said in the good book. The good book that I am referring to is the Bible. Yes. God exemplifies it. Jesus exemplifies it. And in 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8, it says, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. I love this one right here. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As far as prophecies, they will pass away. As far for tongues, they will cease. Oh my goodness. In 1 Corinthians 16:14, let all that you do be done in love. Let me say this, my friends, how amazing those scriptures are as it relates to love. And what I, have seen in my own life and those that I have counseled over the past 24 years is that there are people who are looking for love in all the wrong places. I had a client years ago who came into my office and she talked about the traumas that she had endured. She talked about how her father was the molester. He had molested her for a number of years. And then she also talked about her mother who allowed it to happen by turning a blind eye and ear to the situation. And she talked about how now, at the tender age of 38, she spoke of men not treating her well. And she spoke of having low self esteem. And she shared how she tried to get past it, but she found herself not loving herself because, of course, let me tell you, my friends, your parents are the first foundations of what love looks like from a male and from a female. And if that examples, or if those examples are distorted or they're toxic in every such way, it can really take a toll on how you see your own life and the glasses that you're looking at it from. And so this young lady shared how it was just really difficult for her to just get past it. And so one of the things that I had counseled her on and I focused on, yes, we helped to heal the trauma through verbalization and a number of other techniques that I provided to her. But after us kind of getting through the trauma, the foundation was her being able to build herself up and to learn how to love herself again or love herself finally, because she never did. And I said to her, she needed to focus on herself, but she continued to want to focus on males. She kept saying, well, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be loved. And I would often say, how can you be loved if you don't know what love looks like? Ooh, if you don't know what love looks like, right? And, that was perplexing for her. And she said, what do you mean? I've seen it. I said, but you've never experienced it because you've never experienced loving yourself and allowing God to love you first. So, my friends, why is loving yourself vital? Because just like this young lady that came into my office and she shared how she had endured an enormous amount of trauma, particularly from her first loves, her parents, and she just couldn't figure out why she was attracting those particular guys and why she just couldn't find herself loving herself and didn't know. So let's talk about why it's so vital, my friends. Why is it so vital for you to love yourself first? Okay, so first thing is mental and emotional well-being. When you love yourself, my friends, you develop a healthy sense of self-worth and acceptance. You learn to accept you. You're not looking for those to accept you first. Okay? And look, I've always been a person that, was unique and did things not for the acceptance of others. But I know one thing that I did do is I got married for just to be in the crowd. Oh my goodness, that's a whole nother topic. And if you have not listened to the episode on divorce and, just making things better through that difficult task, listen to it because you'll hear my story. But with that said, it really helps you self-respect and self-care. And this self-assurance provides a solid foundation for building a healthy relationship with others, right? This is what I'm talking about. You get to communicate what it is that you don't want and what you will receive and accept because you love yourself and you stand on the ground of that, right? Because this young lady was tolerating those behaviors. How many of us have been in that place where we tolerated, not just in love relationships, but in friend relationships? You're like, oh my goodness, she's talking about me, or He's very competitive, and he's always stealing the ball at the basketball game when we're playing, 2-on-2. And you just have to say, I want healthy relationships in my life. Fourth, loving yourself also has physical health benefits, my friends. Because when you love yourself, you take care of yourself physically, right? And you really focus on eating the right types of foods that are not making you sluggish. You're not sleeping all day, and by the time you get up from that 12-hour nap, you get up from that 12-hour nap, you're more exhausted when more exhausted after you woke up, right? Right. And then in addition to that, you are making time for physical exercise. I'm saying this and I'm going to say it out loud. Those who don't work out, as your body is getting older, it's like you're not showing yourself and your body love. Do yourself a favor, not even a favor. Love on yourself by doing some physical activity. Don't complain when that dress doesn't fit right. Don't complain when you see your stomach hanging over your hip, or I should say your waist, not your hip, but well, that would be something, right? Over your waist, right? Do something about it by prioritizing self-love. And more likely, when you love yourself, you'll engage in activities that promote physical health and well-being, okay? Right? So you'll have more improved energy and reduce stress, and then you'll feel good overall, all right? Number 5, resilience and coping skills, my friends. Loving yourself fosters resilience and strengthens your ability to cope with adversity, right? You're not going to throw in the towel so easily. You're not going to say, well, you know what? This is horrible. This is bad. And I'm going to take my life. Come on now. I'm speaking some truth here. For those who have committed suicide or have had family members, well, you wouldn't be listening to me if you did, but family members that have committed suicide. And I just wonder about that self-love. And I've had clients who had the thoughts of suicide, what we call suicidal ideation. They had thoughts of suicide, but oftentimes what's correlated is that there's this lack of self-love. They lack self-love, so they're willing to take their own life when things happen, when life brings them difficulties. Because when you truly love yourself, you'll acknowledge your self-worth and have confidence in your abilities to navigate the difficulties and the life's challenges, my friends, right? You are able to bounce back and say, okay, this was a setback, but you know what? This is a comeback for something greater. And then you'll learn from your mistakes and you maintain a positive mindset. These are so important. That's why it's so vital for you, my friends, to love yourself. But let's talk about it, because oftentimes people say, well, how do I do that? Right? I know what it does. You just explained to me what are the benefits, Natasha Paris, but how do I do that? Well, I have the answer for you. The first thing is, I want you to practice self-compassion. Give yourself grace. Please give yourself grace by treating yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when you are going through difficult times. Acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and that your self-criticism is counterproductive, right? Like, you are criticizing yourself. It's not making things better, right? It's important for you to be in a place where you say, I love myself even though I've made this mistake. And I'm not going to beat myself up. My friends, listen to me. Do not beat yourself up when something horrible happens. Don't do it, please, because it's not making things better. So instead of beating yourself up, I want you to offer yourself comfort and support. Give yourself a hug, right? Just like you would someone who came to you and expressed some life issues. And guess what you did? You counseled them and you gave them a hug and you told them it was going to be okay. I want you to do the same for you, my friends. I want you to do the same. Second thing that you can do, some strategies that you can practice today: cultivate self-care routines. Look, I'm always expressing this, I'm always sharing this information about self-care because if you do not practice a level of self-care, it's a problem. So, loving yourself means prioritizing activities that promote your physical and mental and emotional well being. You know how people say, I don't have time to work out. Well, I have the same amount of hours that you do, 24 hours, and so does Oprah, and so does Michelle Obama, and so does Mark Zuckerberg, right? Or Viola Davis, who I love, right? If you're listening to this, Viola, I love you, all right? Woman King, I love that movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. You come out of the movie theater feeling very much empowered, okay? Right? And so, for those who say I don't have time to work out or I don't have time to prep my meals, my question to you is, do you love you? Do you love you? Right? When someone says, I'm so busy, I didn't get a chance to get back to you. Okay. But but honestly, you would have made time if I was some fine hunk. You would have made time in your schedule. So people do what they believe is important. And so it's important for you to cultivate self-care routines, and that is healthy eating, that's working out, that's getting rest. Yes, I am very busy, but I make sure I rest, right? Engaging in hobbies that you enjoy, meditate, pray, that also nurtures not just the physical body, but it helps to nurture and support mental and emotional well-being while you're drawing closer to God. The third, okay, let's talk about it. Challenge the negative thought and the self-talk. Pay attention to your inner dialogue, the things that you are saying to yourself. Pay attention to the words that are coming out of your mouth, right? Remember, I said those words of, you're so stupid. Don't say that to yourself. Pay attention to that, right? What I'm asking you to do is replace that negative self talk and criticism with positive affirmations and focus on your strength and accomplishments. Like, if you feel horrible that day, but yet you are wearing amazing glasses, or those shoes you just bought looks great on you, say to yourself, oh, yeah, those glasses look great. Like, talk to yourself. Replace those negative thoughts. Like, you have to change the trajectory of where those thoughts are going, right? Because if you entertain the negative criticism and the self-talk, it's going to go on and on. And guess what you're doing? You're strengthening that muscle of negativity in your own life. Okay. So replace those thoughts with something beautiful about yourself. And if you don't feel like something is beautiful about you, say, I woke up today. I have a chance to do this again. Number 4, this is big. Set healthy boundaries, my friends. Identify and communicate your needs and desires to people around you clearly. Clearly say to them, I don't like when you speak to me that way. If you speak to me like that, then I'm not going to be present, or I'm not going to sit here and tolerate it, and follow through with it. Don't say it and don't follow through. Okay. So teach people how to treat you, my friends. People will do what you allow. Come on now. Let me say that again. People will do what you allow them to do. Number 5, prioritize self-growth. Are you where you want to be right now? Have you set goals for a career? Have you set goals for spiritual, awakening? Have you set goals for, exercising or your weight? Have you set goals for yourself? When you set goals for yourself, my friends, when you set goals of prioritizing self growth, right? And you actually engage in those activities. Can you imagine how that makes you feel when you said I'm going to lose 15 pounds and you actually put forth the effort? My goodness. My goodness. You set yourself up for what? For success, right? You set yourself up for success and it makes you feel good. All right. And the next one is I want you, number 6. I have 7 points here today. Surround yourself with positive influences. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, my friends. Minimize, if not delete, contact with toxic people. I did it just recently. Oh, and I feel so much better. My goodness, I feel so liberated. So liberated. And then I look at that person from a distance. I'm like, I actually feel sorry for you. And the people that are hanging around that person, I actually feel sorry for you too. All right. Right. But limit, if not delete, right? Those people who are toxic, who bring you down, who undermine your self-esteem, right? Choose relationships that nurture your well-being and encourage your self-love. Really, who encourage you to say, go girl, go boy, you continue down this journey of loving you, right? Who praise your success, who don't beat you up for being successful or beat you up because you fell down and they're not lending a hand to get you up. Come on now, right? Surround yourself with positive influences. Number 7, I want you to practice gratitude. All right. Cultivate a mindset of gratitude by regularly acknowledging and appreciating the things that you do have, right? By saying, I woke up this morning. I'm thankful. God, I'm so thankful that you've allowed this amazing opportunity to come into my life. Or I am so grateful that my kids are healthy and safe, even though they drive you crazy. Right? Be grateful for the things that you do have. If you have a roof over your head, if you have food on the table, be grateful and say thank you. And I did say number 7, but I can't. I have to say number 8. I just added that really quickly. Seek professional help if you need it. If you are struggling with self-love, my friends, or have deep-seated self-esteem issues, right? Just like the young lady that I spoke about in the beginning of this episode who suffered levels of trauma, get some help. Do not feel like you are alone because that's the enemy's trick to get you alone and make you feel like you're the only one on the entire planet that is experiencing that same thing, or I should say experiencing that thing, right? Get some help, whether it is from your pastor, your minister, or, you go to a therapist like myself, or you enroll in my Empower You school. Come on now, Empower You too school, because that is a place where we really help you develop the skills to love yourself, right? Because honestly, my friends, right? Those with deep-seated self-esteem issues, I'm telling you, it can wreak havoc on your life, and it can spill over into the people that you surround yourself with. It can spill over into the relationships you get involved in. It can spill over into so many things. So I need you to pay attention to your love of self. And if you have difficulty, support is readily available. It is readily available. Because, my friends, remember, loving yourself is a journey that takes time and practice. Be patient with yourself, celebrate your progress, and be kind to yourself along the way. So let's just summarize, and then I'm going to give you the empowerment assignment, your homework assignment for today. I love to do that. I've already given it to you already, right? But you just didn't know about it. But I'm going to just summarize it for you just really quickly, okay? Why is it vital? Why is it vital to love yourself, right? Because what we know is love conquers all, my friends. It conquers all. mental and emotional well-being, right? It really does a doozy on your self-esteem and who you are when you're not loving yourself, right? Personal growth and fulfillment. Loving yourself allows you to prioritize your needs. That's why it's vital. It helps you build healthy relationships. It helps you, there's some physical benefits. You feel lighter, right? You're also resilient. You're not willing to throw in the towel or hurt yourself or take your life because you don't love yourself, right? Right? So it's important for you to understand that, but how do you do it? Practice self-compassion. Give yourself grace, my friends. Number 2, cultivate self-care routines, right? Eating healthy, working out, getting rest, eliminating stress from your life. Number 3, challenge those self-talk, that negative self-talk that really does a doozy on you, and you beat yourself up more than someone from the outside of you, right? So challenge that by saying things that uplift you, and catch yourself when you're saying it in your head. Stop that negative cycle. And how you do that, count backwards or say your alphabets backwards. It gives you a quick, 2-3 seconds to just change the route of where your thoughts are going. Okay? All right. Number 4, set healthy boundaries. Set healthy boundaries. Learn to say no when necessary without guilt or fear of not being accepted. Okay? People will treat you how you treat yourself. You have to teach people how to treat you, my friends. Number 5, prioritize self-growth. Engage in activities that promote personal development. Like literally, you have to set goals for yourself. That is part of loving you. Number 6, surround yourself with positive people and influences. You have to make a decision. And if there's no positive people around you, that's okay. That's okay. Social media is a huge place where you can connect with people around the world, but genuinely. So definitely not the first encounter, but consistently have conversations with individuals if you do not have that around you. Okay. Or you can go to actual social groups. You can join a social group, or you can join an activity that you enjoy doing, like salsa dancing. You can meet people who love what you love. All right. So start surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded, who want more. 7, practice gratitude. Say thank you often. Okay? What that does is it actually shifts your focus towards positive and fosters self-love. When you say thank you, and you appreciate you. And then, of course, seek professional help, my friends. It's so vital for you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that. You are not alone in this, not one bit. And if you are struggling, there is readily services available for you. Ready to help you get through out of that quicksand or that mud. And I'm one of those people. That's why I do what I do as an empowerment strategist. So with that said, what is the homework assignment? The homework assignment is I want you to look at those 7 key points that I've just mentioned, right, about how to love yourself. And I want you to do at least 2 of those things today, 2 of them. And when you have done it, I want you to comment on your favorite platform. Share what you received from this episode, because my goal is to ensure that you become the best version of yourself. Why? Because I care. Why? Because I rather love than hate. Why? Because self-love allows me to love you. Yes, my friends. Yes, my friends. And so with that said, I hope that this episode resonated with you. I hope that you are able to just share. Well, I'm not able. You can share. Don't be stingy with this information. Share this episode with as many people as possible who you believe can benefit. Okay. And even if you think the person may not be able to benefit from it because they are so full of confidence, you never know behind closed doors. So, my friends, I am so excited to be here with you. And with that said, I want you to be empowered for greatness, because without greatness, there's no you. And without you, there's no greatness. I'm your girl, Natasha Paris, signing off. Bye. If you are loving this content and our time together as we become empowered for greatness, and you want to connect with me more, I would love for you to come and check out my Self-Empowerment Scholars. It's my monthly empowerment sessions where we take all of the materials learned on the podcast and apply it and study it and take it to the next level. So join me over at Empower You, the letter U, 2, right? The number 2.com/join, or you can text the word empower to 571-464-6511. That's text the word empower to 571-464-6511. Also, if you've ever gained an ounce of wisdom or the episode resonated with you, I simply ask that you do 4 things. The first is I want you to subscribe right now if you have not done so already. The second is I want you to hit that 5-star button on your favorite platform. The third is I want to hear from you. I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear how it has resonated for you. In addition, the last, I want you to share this message with someone. It allows us to spread the message of empowerment to those who are desperately in need. So I look forward to seeing you on the next episode, and I want you to be what? Empowered for greatness. See you soon.